You ever read something so immensely fucking stupid that you have to stop what you're doing and use your entire body to fucking hate what was said and who fucking said it? I'm in that scenario right fucking now because before I clicked record on my fucking recording software, I read something so insane, so mind-numbingly fucking stupid that I had to stop what I was doing, which was reading the fucking piece of shit that I'm going to read in this fucking video, and fucking hate the shit that was said and the person who said it. The title of the pile of shit that I'm going to read, to my detriment and to your detriment, is "The Difference is Night and Day." And the author is Hannah Wegman. And I'll leave a link to it, but know this: I'm not responsible for anything you fucking do. Whether that be punch someone in the face, etc. So, let's get to it. Every day, our television screens and computers are flooded with pictures portraying the conflict in the Middle East. As Americans, we are upset by the casualties and concerned about the loss of innocent lives. As we should be concerned about the loss of innocent lives. But compassion is nothing without action, and we must respond by protecting our ally Israel. That makes no fucking sense. Israel has a fucking missile defense shield, for fuck's sake. What are we gonna defend them from? You know who we should be defending? The fucking innocent Palestinians who are getting blown the fuck up by the Israelis. We should be protecting the fucking country that has a standing fucking army. Why should we protect them? They can protect themselves. Just, what the fuck? How in the fuck is that even logically consistent with casualties, concerned about loss of innocent lives, and you go to fucking Israel as the one we should defend? Who the fuck should we be? We gotta defend the fucking Israelis from the fucking Palestinians, the people who don't have a pot to piss in. We gotta defend Israel from them. How in the fuck can you be that stupid? I can't wrap my head around that. We're going to defend a developed fucking country against the people who don't have a pot to piss in? Whose homes have been blown the fuck up by the Israeli Defense Forces? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I can't fucking... I think you've broken my fucking brain! Last time I checked, Israel was a big fucking boy country. It can defend itself. They don't need us to fucking step in for any fucking occasion. Do they have missiles? Yes. Do they have tanks? Yes. Do they have fucking jets? Yes. Presumably they have drones. They can defend themselves. We don't need to jump in front of their fucking bullets. We don't need to fucking... Let's try to move past that, shall we? It's important that we, as Americans, know the truth about the conflict and push our leaders to see the potentially powerful influence we can have in the Middle East, especially regarding peace between Palestinian and Israeli forces. And we're supposed to be on the side of the developed country with a standing army. Even if we hate Hamas, and we hate Hamas, we should fucking get between Israeli fucking missiles and Palestine. They're blowing. Palestine is no longer a fucking country anymore. It's a fucking crater, for fuck's sake. It's one big fucking crater. At least Gaza is. God damn. What the fuck? And you know how we have a peace between Palestinian forces and Israeli forces? We stop the bloodshed. We stop the tit-for-tat fucking violence. That's how we stop war. We step in the middle and say, you two fuckers need to stop killing each other and blowing shit into oblivion. That's how we stop fucking a war between Palestine and fucking Israel. We don't... Who the fuck thinks it's a good idea to get on the side of the fucking country that has an arm? It has a fucking... It has an army! It has a military presence, for fuck's sake! Goddamn, there was a fucking weapon designed in fucking Israel, for fuck's sake. Fucking... U.S. involvement is imperative on both the humanitarian level as well as on a foreign policy level. Recent research shows a stark contrast between the goals of Israeli forces and the Palestinian Hamas. And it is crucial that we as a nation recognize the difference. Let's look at one of the biggest differences. Hamas has pissy fucking missiles and rockets. Israel has a fucking missile shield and a standing fucking army. And again, I'm not justifying Hamas. Fuck Hamas. They should get killed. Not innocent fucking civilians. It's fucked up that I have to fucking explain it. Israel's killing innocent fucking civilians. They're not killing Hamas members. They're blowing up civilians' homes and shit. What the fuck? They're fucking... I feel a lot of tension in my neck. And I'm not even... And it is crucial that we as a nation recognize the difference. That is very important. That is very important. That I'm now just done with the fucking first paragraph. Regarding the current fighting near the Palestinian border, Israeli forces have taken on a much different perspective than Hamas. The IDF has a missile defense shield that protects its civilians. And they have bomb shelters. Hamas doesn't have those things. Mainly because they're a fucking terrorist organization. They're not a fucking... Did I mention the whole not having a pot to piss in thing? And Israel still bombs the shit out of fucking civilians. In an attempt to minimize the number of civilian casualties, non-selective killings, and occurrences of war misconduct, Israel will often warn civilians in Gaza before launching a missile attack. Yes, and civilians are going to get out of their houses to watch it get blown the fuck up. And civilians should have to get out of their fucking houses so they don't get blown the fuck up. Like, what kind of fucking conceit is that? That the Israelis have the right to tell Gazans to get the fuck out of their houses and get out of the killing zone. 'Cause we're gonna bomb ya! There are easier fucking ways to kill Hamas leaders. And there are more effective fucking ways to kill Hamas leaders than blowing shit up with rockets and missiles. It's called send search teams through the areas to find them. That's a hell of a lot simpler, it's a hell of a lot cheaper, and it's a hell of a lot humanly cheaper. You don't fucking... It's... The warnings can be in the form of leaflets dropped over the city, phone calls in Arabic, empty shells to roofs called a knock on the roof, and text messages warnings. Some leaflets are also used as propaganda, telling residents don't stand idle as the terrorist elements use you, connecting them to resources with which to report terrorist activities. Yes, because the civilians who read that don't realize that you're going to blow their fucking house up with a missile. You know the term, there goes the fucking neighborhood? That's a real fucking thing. That's a fucking colloquial fucking phrase in America. That's a real fucking thing. When Israel starts bombing, there goes the fucking neighborhood. It fucking doesn't exist any fucking more. Do you really think the fucking civilians are gonna want to tell people who are bombing the shit out of them where the fucking terrorists are? After they get blown the fuck up, their livelihood just dis-a-fucking-peer? Do you really think that's gonna fucking win hearts and minds to say, oh, we warned you? Yeah, you warned us to fucking get out of a fucking area where you're gonna bombard with fucking missiles instead of, you know, being the smart, strategic fucking country that you're supposed to fucking be. On the other side of the spectrum, Hamas is said to use areas populated by civilians as locations for their arsenals, and Israel still blows them the fuck up. Israel knows there are civilians there, and they blow them up. Israel, in my opinion, is committing war crimes. They also are on television programs advising citizens to act as human shields. The terrorist group has placed missiles and rockets in between houses and has encouraged civilians to actually stand on the tops of the roofs to protect arsenals. Yes, and Israel has to bomb the shit out of them. If you know where they are, send people in tanks and armed fucking personnel carriers, otherwise known as APCs, with soldiers into the neighborhood to blow them up safely and not take an entire fucking neighborhood with them. How the fuck is Israel the good guy here? I know Hamas is the bad guy here, but how the fuck is Israel the good guy? They're both fucking villains. I need to take a fucking break. I really do. I need to take a break away from this bullshit, get a fucking drink, refresh myself, and calm myself the fuck down. Oh my god. I'm back. I'm back. Feel refreshed. I'm drinking stress tea, by the way. The bottom line, Hamas is using civilians to guard their missiles, devaluing Palestinian lives in the name of their nationalistic pursuits. Hamas is a terrorist organization, but they at least think that Israel won't bomb the shit out of civilians to kill one or two fucking people. They're assholes, but Israel's bigger assholes slightly in this department because, you know, dome shield, the fucking missile strikes, the better options militarily and humanitarily, but apparently no, Israel doesn't give a shit about those innocent fucking Palestinians because, you know, they still blow them the fuck up. According to Sarah Stern, founder and president of the Endowment for Middle East Truth, her group has tried for over 20 years to alert Washington to what she calls the anti-Semitic Palestinian propaganda machine. It's propaganda that Israel is blowing civilians' houses to fucking kingdom come? That's propaganda? And explains that there is a stark difference between the Israeli and Palestinian mindset. Yeah, Hamas thinks that Israel won't blow up fucking civilians, and Israel will blow up Palestinian civilians. And they think simply because they warned them, oh, they're free fucking range targets then. You know, they ignore these fucking warnings we give, even though we've blown them up before the fucking warnings and all this other shit. You know, we don't think about their fucking psychology, we just blow them the fuck up. Israel goes to great lengths to avoid civilian casualties, and yet they still kill a bunch of fucking people. They consider it a success if they can complete their objective with the fewest amount of casualties possible. Then why aren't they sending fucking foot troops into these fucking areas to blow this shit up safely? If they want the least amount of civilian casualties, they wouldn't be blowing up entire fucking neighborhoods. They'd be sending in troops to secure these things, drive them away, blow them the fuck up. Not just blowing up entire city blocks. However, the Palestinians consider it a success if they create the greatest number of casualties possible. We celebrate life and teach our children to love and preserve life, and they celebrate death and teach their children to love death and become martyrs. Sarah Stern, Emmett. Yeah, you don't have to fucking help them on that. You know, you can sort of stop them from becoming martyrs by not blowing them up. We must push for legislation that promotes the peace that Israel deserves and pushes the Palestinian Authority to break its ties with Hamas. I would say, how about we fucking promote peace where Israel doesn't get to blow up fucking civilians en masse without any repercussions? How about we pass legislation that forces Israel to be fucking smarter? America must have a strategic role in this conflict, and we as citizens should hold our leaders accountable to protect our ally in the Middle East. Why in the ever-living hell should we protect Israel? It's a fucking standalone, sovereign country. It's not our fault that they decided to build their fucking country in the middle of a fucking hostile environment. It's their goddamn fault. They have missiles, they have tanks, they have helicopters, they have APCs, they have Humvees, presumably they have drones. They can defend themselves. They don't need our protection. And if Israel blows its shit up, it's their own goddamn fault. If they fucking cause people to hate them around the world, sorry, but that's their fucking fault. You know? I don't hate Israel as a concept. I don't hate the state of Israel. I don't hate its citizenry. I hate its government because its government is committing mass murder and nobody's holding them accountable for it. Nobody's saying, every civilian you kill because you're too fucking lazy to send in troops, we're gonna fucking withhold fucking trade agreements from you. That'll get them to fucking the message. They'll fucking understand. Oh, maybe we shouldn't bombard them with fucking missiles. Reminding our leaders that any foreign policy that does not support Israel is at stark odds with our national interests. I think any policy that supports Israel is at stark odds with our national interests, because we support Israel, guess what? People are going to hate us. I'd rather we say, hey, Israel, you're on your fucking own, and, try and, change people's hearts and minds, instead of pissing them off by defending a country that doesn't need defending. Furthermore, as Christians, we are called to protect Israel and stand with this nation of people that God has blessed. They didn't really bless the Palestinians, did he? Not only should we push for strong foreign policy, but we must also be in prayer for our Jewish friends. Ultimately, God is eager to bring his people back to him and to direct their zeal for the law into a zeal for Christ's already accomplished salvation on the cross for both Jews and Gentiles alike. Fuck you all. Simple as that. Fuck the entire CWA. Fuck Hannah Wegner. And fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all stupid people who are like, oh, Israel's a fucking innocent group in this fucking thing, when they're obviously not, because they've blown up civilians numerous fucking times. You'd think you'd be given pause if the civilians didn't leave and gone, maybe we should have not blown up that fucking block last week, and maybe we shouldn't blow up the fucking block this week. So apparently that's too fucking, smart. Or that's too dumb a solution, fucking thinking things ahead of time, thinking a couple moves ahead. Not just thinking, we need to fucking blow up those goddamn missile fucking sites, because, we can't just go in there with troops, because that's stupid. Peace out, guys.